Welcome, everybody, here and on the broadcast for this, our Tuesday meditation. In this place is clarity. In this place is an opportunity to see beyond what you've experienced in time and space. In this place is a presence, an energy, a vibration that will bring to you the next step on your journey, an opportunity to peek behind the veil of what is known into the place of absolute seeing. These Tuesday meditations they are all opportunities for the angels and the masters, the perfected souls, our friends in heaven, those who are showing us the way on our spiritual journey. So during this meditation, be mindful of the insights that drop in your consciousness. Be mindful of the images that are placed in your awareness. You can activate your higher self and go up and out of this world into a spiritual dimension that is eternal, that sees the big picture, the whole picture, the beautiful picture that you are co-creating with the divine. You are co-creating this light energy as you are that light in time and space. So forget your name. Forget where you came from. And just be that pure light. Be the pure light. And then when you come out of the meditation, at the end of this little journey that we're all going to go on, tap your chest area, anchor the light, anchor what you've learned, anchor the clarity that you visioned, that you felt, that you heard, that you've seen, that energetically is placed into your auric field in your light bodies. Anchor that somehow. Those are the basic steps. Because what happens here is so real, so powerful, that you will have this experience. Everyone, every person, even those who you are close to, you can extend this blessing, this love light to. We are so blessed to have one of the senior disciples of the Divine Mother here. Someone that I have seen glowing with light and love and consciousness of the Divine Mother. Someone who inspires me. Someone who comes and brings this presence. Someone who is supercharged with the light of the Divine Mother. Michael Tree Planter. It's a beautiful opportunity that we will not overlook, so I will have him do the invocation and the prayer, the opening prayer. Thank you, Michael, for coming.
Divine Mother, Father, Goddess, God, Maitreya, Christos, Logos, Maitreya, Christos, Logos, Maitreya, Christos, Logos. Please come and be with us, stay with us, help us in this bizarre world. Help us with our battles, help us with our victories. We humbly ask that you come and be with us and help us in this world. We ask that you help all the children of war in the Ukraine, in Tibet, in Palestine, in Burma, all over this world. Please send your guarding angels. Come and help us in this world. We unite our hearts and our minds with all the light workers from all faiths, from all paths, to help us make a better world. Help us to stop war, these uncivil, unkind acts of bombing and war machines. Somehow, let us dissolve it in the sea of love and compassion, mercy, kindness, goodness. Be gracious and help us in this world. We thank you. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om Shanti.
So we'll have our short meditation. Just as a reminder, this is a stillness meditation. The stiller you can make your body, the calmer the mind will be, the clearer your connection will be. And so together we collectively make an energy of stillness in this room. Stay very present. Stay very awake to what's happening energetically in your auric field. Look out the spiritual eye. If the eye be single, the whole body will be filled with light. And I see nothing but light in this room right now. Nothing but light. The light of Maitreya, the Logos, and the Divine Mother. That light, drink it in. Take it in. coming back. Just keep your eyes closed for a few more minutes as you relax into this beautiful energy of peace and clarity. And this is a living energy. This is a conscious energy that you can store in your physical body as you consciously think of where you want to place this peace, this clarity, where you want to store it in your body, in your feet, in your legs, in your arms, or in your back, in your mind, in your eyes, in your ears, and in your voice. And allow this living, conscious energy of peace, of clarity, this God power, as you absorb it like a sponge in your hair, in your spiritual eye, in your heart. Now take it and store it in your light body, your memory bodies, your fire body, your higher spiritual bodies. And this energy becomes like a living flame. It ignites and it expands and it grows, transmuting and transforming all that is not clarity, all that is not peace. This living fire now expands and grows into a white, hot, living flame, knowing just where to remove those blockages, knowing just where to place the greatest healing, the greatest seeing in your journey, in your mind. And you can direct it. You can ask this conscious living flame where you would like it to go. Now bring that energy into your heart, into the place where your God flame resides, the eternal flame, the God spark, the living part of you that is beyond time and space, that is eternal, that is your true essence, the part of you that has never left the highest heaven, move that energy. Move this pure, crystal clear light. Will this light into your life. What is clarity but the wisdom of the Divine Mother? What is peace but your true essence? When you solve the equation of life on earth, when you see the total picture of reality as it exists from the mind of God, you rest in this understanding, and that is peace. That is home. That is enlightenment. Together, peace and clarity create a spiritual opportunity, a way of giving back through your service to nature, Mother Earth, the oceans and the forests, through clearing and making things more beautiful in gardens and in your life. This is exactly what we do in the heaven worlds between lives. And to do that in time and space creates heaven on earth, joy to all the invisible beings. Joy to the Divine Mother. And like the song, joy to the earth. As the angels sing, because the Savior has come, the one who brings this light to the Divine Mother's garden, to her children, to the place she has created for her children. And take one more breath as you breathe in this energy again. Store it in every cell of your body. Store it. Because the journey is long. There are those who do not want you to bring this light to the world. Do it anyways. There are those who say that's not true. Do it anyways. There are those with anger, warlike mentality that say peace is not real. Bring peace anyways. There are those who are full of hatred, anger against the Divine Mother, and they project it on you. Love them anyways. Just do it. Someone has to. And you can do the heavy lifting. You can move the mountain. And when you're ready, open your eyes, supercharged with divine light. So for those of you on the broadcast and some of you who don't know Michael, he lives on Mount Palomar. He works with the nature beings. Constantine is here. And it seems like there's some sort of real group alchemy here with Sarah and Lisa, and me. We're all doing this beautiful energy.
Some kind of balance.
Some kind of, yeah. It's a great thing. It's an amazing thing how the Divine Mother will put us in the same room, and there's no coincidences. Everything is exactly planned perfectly, absolutely, for some cosmic alchemy in this time, in this moment, where so many things are happening, so many beautiful manifestations of the Divine Mother, of the light, of this new freedom that's coming to the world, this age of Aquarius, this age of freedom and the Divine Mother. Take it in, keep going. Do not give up on your spiritual practice. Go deeper, if anything. Go deeper and deeper, because there's so much divine help happening all over. I think, Lisa, you have some announcements, and I think. I'm sorry, what?
I was wondering if there was a space to share or ask a question.
Oh, yeah. She wants to ask a question, Lisa.
I have a courageous inquiry. It feels a bit vulnerable. So I am navigating a health, multidimensional health condition of related to Lyme disease, and I'm in an experience, a level where it's really time for me to receive some deeper levels of support. For treatment and care, and it one of the that involve resources and the just things aligning, and one of the things that I noticed that came up for me tonight, and this has been a theme, is feelings and states of unworthiness, and so I guess my inquiry, I have my own way of attempting to work with that, but I'm wondering about how, if there's any special ways to work with the divine and the Divine Mother around addressing that, and that which comes between the receiving. Yeah.
So, just to rephrase it, you're battling Lyme disease, And at the same time, there's feelings of unworthiness as far as receiving healing or receiving grace.
Yeah, something that feels, deep-seated. Yeah.
Well, I think I will say a little bit, and then Michael, I think I heard maybe you have. I heard kind of like you might have something to say about this too. So, I just want to put out to the spiritual community who's watching this and who will watch this. If you have any expertise in Lyme disease, in healing and frequency healing, I know we have people online right now that do exactly that. They are healers to post something on the chat. So I know when your body's not feeling well, and it happens to all of us, it's a weight and it's an energy, and it might manifest as different feelings, because feelings are energy too, right? So you're feeling an energy in your body, and it might be the invaders. It may be the invaders, which is not the real you. It's not the real you. And to push through to the real you is really the spiritual journey that you're on. And I can speak for myself, sometimes even I don't feel worthy, or every person has that kind of thing where we want to surrender deeper into the mystery. We know that that we are loved, that we are from that love originally. When Father and Mother God created us, it was they create in love. And that is how universes are created. But because the body is compromised, there's this element that's in there that has to be removed. It has to be cleared out. Whatever Lyme disease from a tick bite, isn't it? That has to be removed as quickly as possible. And there's probably some sort of diet that Anthony Williams might have for that. Michael, do you know anything about that?
Ironically, yes.
I thought so. Can you take the microphone?
Ironically, in less than a year ago, I heard a Swiss chemist.
Hold the mic here.
I heard a Swiss chemist on Coast to Coast in less than a year ago, probably, I don't know, it's like December or something. He was very, very old.
Closer here.
Very, very old Swiss chemist. And he said that the United States military offered him large sums of money to create Lyme's disease to assassinate Fidel Castro. And the money was so good, and he was young then, which he was almost crying when he confessed that he really repentant and very sorry that he did it. But he created Lyme's disease in a laboratory, and they released millions of ticks in Cuba, in the Appalachians, and Oregon, a couple different, like 5 different states in America, using Americans as guinea pigs. And when they were satisfied with it, they dropped them all over Cuba. but
Hold the mic here.
but he never, Fidel Castro never was bitten by it. However, I believe that that there are power plants that can get it out of your system. Is it a virus, a bacteria, or what is it exactly?
It's actually chronic Lyme disease is all of it. So, yeah, I appreciate it. I'm not new to it. It's chronic Lyme disease is in the system for a while. So I know I'm familiar with the options for that.
Rosemary, thyme, and oregano are all antivirals. Large quantities of it, as much as your body can handle with food or however you want to take it.
Lyme is a bacteria, but it's also parasitic, and it's sort of, it ends up being all of the categories, including heavy metals.
Uh-huh. Yeah, well, I know that there are power plants, clove and
Absolutely.
black walnut
Yeah.
hulls and clove and all of that, and
Yeah.
yeah. So I don't know what they all are, but there has to be power plants that can do it.
I just want to say, Sarah, I don't know anything about that, but I do have a friend, a very old friend, that had Lyme disease, and she cracked it. And I would be happy to give you her email. And she's in Immigrant, Montana, a mother, and her husband, John Fanuzzi's wife. Oh, wow! So I still have her number, and it may well work, but there is, she got through it, and there's those, you wouldn't expect it in Montana, but there's a number of healers up there, and she explored everything. But I'm pretty sure she cracked it because it's been many years ago that she had it. So maybe you can benefit from her experience. And low self-esteem is, of course, just something that comes with the territory where you're not well. Yeah. It's unreality, of course, because we're all God. There's nothing but God. And just when you don't feel good, you forget that. And remembering that kind of may help. But after this service, I'll be happy to give you that number, and they'll get better.
Japanese knotweed. Pamela Hicken says Japanese knotweed. I've never heard of that. Have you heard of that, Michael? Lisa? You have. Yeah. Thank you, Pamela, for that. She says scientists found that antibiotics over 2 or 4 weeks are not always effective. Around 10 or 20% of the patients still have symptoms after taking antibiotics. Researchers found that 2 plants outperform antibiotics in fighting off infections. Japanese knotweed and quinine, Guiana quinine. Do you know that, Lisa?
I don't.
Were found to be anti-inflammatory. Thank you, Pamela, for that. She says she's been taking Japanese knotweed for this very same thing.
Maybe you can get her.
Pamela, can we get your phone number, or maybe you can message me and I can pass it on to Sarah and you can talk to her what you've been doing. So you have, somebody who's on the same journey.
She's lovely. Her son is the same, born the same day as mine. And she's a lovely woman.
Lisa says, hi, Pamela. She says, your son and her son are the same. We're born on the same day. Thank you for adding that. Also, I would encourage you, or we could do this for you, is add your name to the Heart Center prayer list. They have some powerful prayer warriors in our group that are like, yeah, they remove blocks and obstacles and all sorts of things. It's on.
Maybe they can. I would love that, especially for housing. I'm actually looking to do a little manifestation of housing for in the next week or two. So, miracles and
Lisa's in the
pathways.
same.
Yeah.
Lisa?
Yeah.
Yes, we're both expecting miracles. Okay.
Yeah. But I'd love to be on that prayer list, and yeah.
Lisa, can you, we'll get that taken care of for you. Lisa, yeah, I guess it's time for announcements and things.
Sarah, if you will put your information, I don't think you have, in my phone, and you need to write down specifically what you want, and I will submit it for you. Let me just, we'll do this after.
Yes.
Sorry, my feet are frozen.
Mine are too. They fell asleep.
Anyway, so we've got some stuff going on that I want to share with you. Very interesting stuff. We have up in Mount Shasta, we have a community, a Heart Center community in Mount Shasta, and they will be having an event on May 11th and 12th. A spiritual retreat in 2 beautiful locations is what it says. And one is at the Jewel and the Lotus Retreat. And the other one is at She of the Thousand Angels Temple of Wellness. And these are both in Mount Shasta. All the information is on here. And then they're having a Wesak festival, embracing the golden age, because the 6th, Friday, is Wesak.
And what is Wesak?
Wesak is, it's a very special day, full moon in Taurus, when the Buddha comes and speaks to his bhikkhus in the valley in Mount Kalimera. How do you say it? Do you know?
In Nepal, the valley in Nepal.
Yeah. And the Heart Center celebrates this. We have a heart stream from Gautama Buddha every year. Beautiful thing, beautiful experience. And so he will be speaking on the 12th, I believe. And Thursday the 12th, Kuan Yin will be there will be a Heart Center, heart stream through David Christopher Lewis. You can see his picture over there somewhere. And these are kind of events that change your life, in short.
I love Mount Shasta.
He's going. Anyway, and then that weekend there's a Mount Shasta, it's a Wesak festival, so there will be a bunch of things going on, a bunch of different organizations holding stuff, and that's on the 13th through the 15th, with this Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And I believe David Lewis is going to be giving 2 workshops up there. So here's some information about it. You can go to theheartcenter.org, and you just click on the picture and they'll tell you everything about it. So the other thing, that is like next week? Is that next week?
Next week, coming up quick.
Yeah, we should have been on top of this sooner. But anyway, we are on top of it now. The other thing...
Constantine, are you going to be in Mount Shasta?
Well, I'm driving up to Washington
next week. It could be just one of those synchronistic things.
Well, like I said, if you're interested,
You can't, it's right off the 5, Mount Shasta. You can't miss it.
Mount Shasta's a wonderful place to go. Even if it's only an afternoon, this is like a 5-day thing. Okay, the other thing that is coming up in June, at the end of June, let's see if the dates are even on here. My goodness, they didn't put the dates on here. I love this. It's at Boulder Hot Springs, which is outside of Helena, Montana. Sounds like the sticks, and you're right, it is. But it's a hot springs. It's a wonderful hot springs. They have a picture of it up here. And in the morning, you'll have lectures and heart streams and opportunity to interact with people, the whole group. And then, so it's like spiritual work in the morning. And then in the afternoons, you go do fun things like Lewis and Clark Caverns. You haven't lived until you've been to the Lewis Clark Caverns. Tyser Botanical Gardens and the Gates of the Mountains, which is this beautiful lake with, I've never been there, but I'm hoping to go there. And Rejuvenate, and there's Boulder Hot Springs is a hot springs. It has mineral hot water and very healing. And it's good for everybody, families and children. They have a children and youth programs will be provided. And it says, learn more about increasing your faith and dreaming big, expecting the miraculous. And the title to that is Dream Big and Experience Divine Love, True Friendship, and Fun in the Sun. With the sun is what they say. Anyway, that is also at www.heartcenter.org.
Oh, I have the dates, Lisa.
Please tell us the dates. They didn't put the dates on
So
this.
this is a 4-day retreat, like it's a full immersion in the Ascended Masters' teachings, mantras, songs, decrees, meditations. 4 days up in the mountains in Montana, way up in the middle of, away from the mass consciousness. And it's June 26th through the 30th. And I think I forgot to mention, Sarah, that in the Heart Center movement, we have a doctor, and they have at the Healing Light Retreat, and they offer free medical services.
Oh, right, Nancy.
Dr. Nancy Locke. And she is a great healer. And I think we have a couple doctors in the organization. And there's a way of getting a hold of her, isn't there, of the Healing Light Retreat?
I don't know, but there probably is.
There is. So I have to figure out what that is, but I can get you that information, and you can call her. She lives in Oregon.
Right.
What's the name of that city? Starts with a C.
See,
Corvallis.
That's the one. Boy,
So
you're
tuned.
good. You got that mentally, didn't you? Anyway, so there's a bunch of stuff going on at the Heart Center, and there's brochures over there on the table. I encourage you to check it out because you can experience so much in your fuzzy bunny slippers from the comfort of your own favorite chair online. And most of it's for free. The conferences are, they ask a little bit of money because they have to rent things and they have to, ship things, et cetera, et cetera.
Is the Heart Center in Mount Shasta or?
There is a Heart Center in Mount Shasta and in Montana.
The Montana is the inner retreat.
That's the Summit Lighthouse, the Inner Retreat. Different organizations, same idea though.
I see. Okay.
And it's not them and us. It's just us. And anybody that starts talking to you about that, don't worry about it. Anyway, so we are all one. And I would just, if you're looking for a spiritual experience, you can go up there and really get saturated in it. And it's just, the thing is I've done these for years, but this is a really good one because you don't sit all day. You go out every afternoon and do fun things with all the people there and hang out and have fun, and travel. And you're going to go to Helena, check Helena out. It's an old gold mining city. And so it's just that it's a fun event. a really nice balance of spirituality and social interaction with wonderful people. I'll be there. Dennis will be there, you know? So,
I love spiritual retreats. That's my favorite hobby.
right.
Going to retreats, workshops, things like that. So it's my happy place.
Any comments or questions?
Does the Heart Center retreat communities, do they actually, are people actually able to kind of visit for an extended period and do volunteer work or anything like that? Like
Her question is, are the Heart Center communities set up so that people can come and stay for a while? A couple years ago, I just went up and stayed for 3 weeks. You can set it up.
Yeah, in Montana, they have the Healing Light Retreat, but I don't think it's really set up for...
It's not really set up for people. You probably have to. Well, it's. You would probably have to go check it out yourself. And if it's a place for you, short or long amount of time, I'm pretty sure the angels would work it out. You know what I mean? Job appears, place to live appears, things like that. You know, the masters are very powerful and very loving. And I find that miracles abound, and they will find you your perfect place if your heart is drawn there. And it might be a good start to go up to Mount Shasta. I can give you a name, someone that could help you. Maybe find some place to stay. Kathleen knows everybody in Mount Shasta.
Also, you know, it's easy to camp up there. Like they have plenty of camping sites that don't charge any money. You can stay at Panther Meadows, but it's first come, first serve to camp on the mountain.
A lot of people camp out up there. That's right.
I want to camp up. That's my idea.
I've camped out all over Mount Shasta for free. And also there's the Temple of Intention.
The Temple of Intention, where's that?
The Temple of Intention is also in Mount Shasta. The Temple of Intention is a very awesome place to be. Jin is the resident rabbi, and he teaches Kabbalah, and he's just one of the best teachers I've ever met. He's really just a bright light.
I'll have to check that out because I'm really interested in the Kabbalah.
Oh yeah, he's really awesome. He's just so clear and breaks it down, makes everything so simple. And tell him Michael Tree Planter sent you.
I sure will. I'll put that plug in. What about Mount Palomar? Is there any spiritual communities up there?
Well, I've been trying to manifest the House of Luminaries since 1995, but I just can't get my money, finances. It's just been impossible.
It's still coming.
Yeah, I need help manifesting it. I mean, I'm managing 5 acres up there. I could do anything on the property. I'd like to make the House of Luminaries happen somehow.
I love that name. How did that come to you, the House of Luminaries?
Well, I had a lot of spiritual teachers, Swami Muktananda, Yogi Bhajan, Amma, Osho. I met them all, and and then it just came to me that I should manifest the House of Luminaries because I learned something different from all of them, and I think that everyone is shining some type of light that we can learn from. Even false prophets, false teachers have something to teach that, you can gather the wisdom and just digest it and find it in your own heart and just stay true. Just stay true to your own truth and your own heart's center, find your own heart soul. The word heart soul also came to me at the same time as the House of Luminaries.
Interesting, yeah.
We bypass the ego mind and we find our heart soul through pranayams and breathing and yoga. And somehow I'm seeking to manifest the House of Luminaries, similar to the Temple of Clarity.
Great.
And the Temple of Intention in Mount Shasta, really gotta connect with those people.
I will. I'm going to ask Kathleen about that because I've not heard of that.
They have a
Even though I've
lot of
been-
gurus, teachers, swamis, and shamans from all paths come there, and similar to the Temple of Clarity.
And Constantine, you were saying that you're going to be at a place where there's a temple too, right?
Well, I'm going to be staying in, I guess you can call it like a small ashram. It's a couple that mostly stays there, and they welcome anybody interested in their path. It's a path under Adi Shakti Ma. She's also like part of the Divine Mother kind of.
I've heard of her. I'm
theme.
just trying to picture her. Have you heard of her, Michael? Adi Shakti Ma.
Yeah, she has an ashram in India, but she doesn't really leave India, so she's always there. But people do get initiated, I think like all over the world by her representatives, and I was initiated like recently as well, last Halloween actually, and I'm gonna travel to Washington like this week to stay in this little ashram there. Well, it's the couple that kind of live there, and it's the wife's mother that owns it, but I think she's mostly in Arizona, but they're up there. But it's right by a lake there, so it's really like, beautiful.
Sounds like a wonderful opportunity. What is the initiation like? How did you get initiated?
Well, I received the first initiation into the inner light and sound around like 4.5-5 years ago, and then this was like considered like a more advanced kind of branch, like off of that. And I think the minimum amount of meditation they recommend is like 3 hours per day. And I mean, there's some people I've heard who meditate like upwards of 10, 12 hours a day, and they can really travel to different planes of creation and experience all sorts of things. I mean, I'm not quite at that kind of level yet, but
Me neither.
I've just always been interested in these kinds of topics, and so I'm just really looking forward to going there like this week. But I will be driving through Mount Shasta, the city, but I'm just not sure like how long like the whole drive will take up there. If I see something really interesting, I might
I love that drive so much because it is like you're going through a beautiful part of California, and there's one place right past Sacramento where they grow sunflowers, and so there's like a half a mile of sunflowers on the side of the road. And one of the times I stopped and I flew my drone over the sunflowers because it's just so beautiful. And then there's other places along the river, around the Sacramento River. Yeah, you just want to just take in the drive. It's not always the destination, but it's the journey. Just enjoy whatever happens along the way.
Take your time, don't be in a hurry.
Yeah, enjoy the beauty of the journey. So, do they charge money to stay at the ashram? It's like a service, like.
If somebody just focuses
You better
on meditation and chanting, they do a lot of chanting, like mantras.
Thank you.
And if someone just focuses on spirituality, then you can stay there for free. I think like indefinitely. But some people.
No, right.
decide to like stay there and participate, but they also, choose to have like day jobs. So if you kind of want to like work somewhere, like full time, and then just come back to the ashram, I mean it's allowed, but then they ask for like a small, like rental fee, like a rent. Like
Yeah.
I think it's about $500 a month, but that's only if you choose to have a job and stay there.
Pretty reasonable.
But if you just wanna like focus on spirituality, then you don't have to pay rent at all. So it's called Bonnie Lake, Bonney. I'm not quite sure where, if that's like south west or kind of south, like mid, or I don't know, northwest or something. I've never been to Washington, but just I'm excited to go there to this.
Sounds
place.
like a wonderful summer vacation to me. And then in San Ramon, Amma has an ashram, right, Michael?
She does, yeah. She has an ashram there, and she was welcoming everybody to come and just be there. Although I believe they do prefer if you can pay some donations. Otherwise, they'd like you to do some seva.
Yeah, some work service, like work in the kitchen.
Whatever you can do in the gardens, especially in the orchards, in the kitchen. If you have technical skills, videos, whatever your skills are, if you can do some type of service, some seva for the ashram, that's also,
Years ago, I lived in an ashram-like setting for 2 years, and there was room and board, and the food was great. At that time we were eating macrobiotic diet. Have you heard of that? But we had wonderful cooks, and so.
but not enough salads.
I think it was like a cafeteria style. You could really pick and choose what you wanted to eat.
Macrobiotics all cooked food.
Yeah, it was like pickled stuff and this and that, but it was really good. I really enjoyed. I worked in the construction part of it, which was because I was the youngest person, one of the youngest people on staff. Most of the people were older, retired people, so I was the youngest. So I got the job with the shovel most of the time, which is okay. I didn't want any of those older guys to do the heavy lifting when I could. But it's a wonderful time to live in an ashram. I know in India, Amma has an ashram there too.
Yeah.
And I heard there was only $100 a month to stay there. Do you remember how much it costs to stay there?
Yeah, it's like 150 or 100 or 150 U.S. dollars. Now that you have to get a vaccine, I'm not sure how things have changed.
Oh, yeah.
Because the Hindus are very into obeying whoever the authority, whatever the authority says, they obey. It's very, very bizarre. They don't have any, they don't seem to think for themselves, or they just obey. It's
Yeah, they're very obedient, right? There's
Yeah,
it's
oh,
like
yeah.
in the culture. It's like
Yeah,
in the
yeah.
the tradition there that they just.
And if you have any uniform whatsoever, they worship you. You can invent your own uniform, and it's very bizarre.
Yeah.
India's actually the definition.
So
of
when you were
bizarre.
in India, they were always, they'd always want to get you to pray for them and bless
they
them.
called me Baba. They called me Baba, and they were always kissing my feet, which I didn't really care for, and it's very kind of a little difficult when people are worshiping you and touching you all the time. And
Yeah. Well, they recognize you as a holy man, and
well, I never asked for that. I was
Yeah.
just trying. I was on my journey, just seeking, and.
right.
But I did feed a lot of beggars, and so that earned my title as Baba.
Oh, okay. Yeah, beautiful. Lisa, we were going to do something after the announcement with this prayer.
What time is it? Is it time to wrap up or what?
Yeah, it is. It is time to go.
Well, last week, our friend Christopher pulled this up on his phone and read this to us. And I thought, you know what? Peace is definitely what we all need. Big time. And starting, of course, here. So let's read together slowly this prayer of St. Francis. We call the presence of St. Francis over us, within us, about us, to teach us more about this prayer, to guide us to our perfect healing, to guide us to our perfect place. We are grateful for this opportunity to serve and learn. So let's do this together. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is energy, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Let's do this 2 more times because we're all learning it together. And just digest the words. Together. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Last time. Lord, make me an instrument of thy peace. Where there is hatred, let me sow love. Where there is injury, pardon. Where there is doubt, faith. Where there is despair, hope. Where there is darkness, light. Where there is sadness, joy. O divine Master, grant that I may not so much seek to be consoled as to console, to be understood as to understand, to be loved as to love. For it is in giving that we receive, it is in pardoning that we are pardoned, and it is in dying that we are born to eternal life. Amen.
Amen. Lisa, could you do the closing prayer and we'll just go. So.
In the name of the Christ, in the name of my money and presence, we call to you, St. Francis, and all the hosts of heaven, all the angels and masters and Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, and especially those that sponsor this retreat at the Temple of Clarity. We are so grateful to have had your opportunity to uplift us, go with us, and help us to maintain this loving light. And wherever we go and whatever we do, we are grateful. And we call for the magnifying of this opportunity for freedom and enlightenment as we go. Each step we are becoming brighter. And we accept this done according to God's holy will. Amen. Good night, everyone.
Amen. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. God bless you. And we're going to sign off. I have to get up at 5 in the morning. I'm doing a sadhana, and I have a puja to do, so we're going to go to bed. Good night, and God bless you.